Public trust doctrine is the doctrine of public trust which has evolved over the year to the emerge as one of the core principles for the judiciary to substantiate the legitimacy of the government action that infers with the use by general public of natural resources. The incorporation of this doctrine into our legal system has resulted in the imposition of much required check upon governmental authorities who seeks to divest state control over such natural resources in the favor of private parties. Though the origin of the doctrine can be traced to the ancient time and it is of considerable vintage in the United States, its application in the Indian legal system is a modern development. Suppose कोई पर्सन कुछ लैंड होल्ड करता है तो लैंड को यूज करने का राइट उस व्यक्ति का है जो उसका एक्चुअल ओनर है या उस व्यक्ति को जिसने वो उस लैंड को यूज करने का राइट दिया है। लेकिन एक एग्जांपल आप समझिए कि अगर उस लैंड के अंदर कोई सोने के सिक्के से भरा मटका निकलता है, then who will hold the right upon that gold coins? Definitely, it is the government who holds the right upon that gold coins. इसके पीछे वजह ये है कि केवल लैंड होल्ड करने का, लैंड यूज करने का राइट उस व्यक्ति के पास है जो उसको एक्चुअल में यूज कर रहा है, जो उसका एक्चुअल ओनर है। लेकिन उसके अंदर कुछ भी चीजें मिलती हैं, चाहे वो मेटल के रूप में या ऑयल रिसोर्स के रूप में, गवर्नमेंट की लायबिलिटी, गवर्नमेंट का राइट उस पर एराइज हो जाता है। और सिर्फ राइट ही नहीं, वो राइट इसलिए एराइज होता है कि गवर्नमेंट अपनी ड्यूटी को भी परफॉर्म करे, मींस वेलफेयर स्टेट इस्टेब्लिश करने के लिए अपनी ड्यूटी परफॉर्म करे और उसको उस यूज में ले जाए जो डेवलपमेंट के लिए जरूरी है। क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट अब उसका एक ट्रस्टी हो गया और उसको जो प्रॉपर्टी मिली है जमीन के अंदर, बीइंग ट्रस्टी, वो यूज किसके लिए करेगा? पीपल ऑफ इंडिया के लिए करेगा, अपने राज्य के लोगों के लिए करेगा। और अगर नहीं करता है तो उसके लिए वो क्वेश्चनेबल भी होगा। नाउ ए क्वेश्चन अराइज whether the doctrine of public trust is new concept or it has certain historical development, historical aspect, historical origin as well. The history of the doctrine is traced to Roman Emperor Justinian, as in his book second of the Institute, Emperor Justinian proclaims, by the law of nature, these things are common of mankind. What is these things? The air, running water, the sea, and consequently the shore of sea. These things are common to the mankind because of law of nature, and no one is forbidden to approach these things. Means no one can be forbidden to use the air, to use the running water, to use the sea, and also to approach the seashore. So the public trust doctrine is based upon the notion that public holds inviolable rights in certain lands and resources, and that regardless of title ownership, and that the state retains certain rights in such lands and resources in the trust for the public. जो मैंने अभी एग्जांपल बताया कि गोल्ड कॉइन निकलता है किसी जमीन के अंदर, वो है मींस अकॉर्डिंग टू पब्लिक ट्रस्ट डॉक्ट्राइन, the public holds inviolable right in certain lands and resources regardless of title ownership, and also the state also retains certain rights in such land and resources in trust for public. So the conception of public rights has two ancient bases. First, under the Roman law, the air, running water, and the sea, and also the seashore, were property of no man, but it is the property of common to all. And secondly, the early English common law provided that title of the tide lands had two components. First, the king's right of jus privatum, which could be alienated, and the jus publicum rights of navigation and fishing, which were held by the king in inalienable trust for the public. And various public properties including river, seashore, and the air are held by the government in trusteeship for the uninterrupted use of the public. The sovereign could not make clandestine transfer of public trust properties, which is the public had a right to enjoy to any private parties if transfer when effected would interfere with the interest of public at large. ऐसी प्रॉपर्टी को सॉवरेन इंटरफेयर नहीं कर सकता है ऐसी प्रॉपर्टी में जिसमें पब्लिक का राइट टू एंजॉय जिससे अफेक्ट हो. सो concerted effort have been adopted to incorporate this doctrine to protect any array of public properties like non-traversable waters, public land, and sand parks, and to relate it to both public and private lands. The Supreme Court of California, in its very important decision, Illinois Central RR Company versus Illinois, has broadened the definition of public trust by including ecological and aesthetic considerations. So it could be incorrect to say that public trust doctrine is not without its fair share of disapproval. However, despite of staunch criticism, it is being increasingly related to the sustainable development, precautionary principle, biodiversity protection, and a host of other new environmental law protections principle. So doctrine of public trust links the right of public access to public trust with a precondition of accountability while making decisive decision on such resources. Additionally, not only can the doctrine be put to use for the protection of public from improper application of planning law, but also faculty environmental impact assessment as well. In fact, the Stockholm Declaration of the United Nations on human environment clearly indicates this determining proposition that natural resources of the earth, including air, water, land, flora and fauna, and especially representative sample of natural system, must be safeguarded for the benefit of present and future generation through careful planning and management to the appropriate level. This doctrine can also be used to influence the policy debate and public scoping session and hearing. The classic American conception of public trust doctrine is founded in, as I told, that Illinois Central Railroad Company versus Illinois, where the Supreme Court invalidated Illinois' grant of title to land under Lake Michigan as a violation of the state common law public trust obligation. In fact, in this case, the legislature granted land underlying Lake Michigan to a private company. And after few years, the legislature had second thought about the grant and repealed it. In an action brought by the state to have the original grant declared invalid, the Supreme Court of the United States stated that the title of the land given in grant were different in character from that which the state holds that land. The state that they may enjoy the navigation of water, carry on commerce over them, and have the liberty of fishing therein, freed from the obstruction of interference of private parties. But it is to be noted that in this case, the court did not prohibit the disposition of trust land over private parties, as it stated that the state cannot divest itself of authority to govern the whole of the area in which it has responsibility to exercise its police power. To grant the entire waterfront of a major city, Chicago, to private company is in effect to abdicate legislative authority over navigation. And the Supreme Court subsequently of some state like Massachusetts have modified the doctrine to suit the particular status and uses the public resource prevalent in those states. In 1970, Professor Joseph Sachs gave a new dimension to the doctrine by suggesting that doctrine could be explained and utilized by the public spirited citizen to bring out environmental legislation. According to him, the doctrine required courts to review with skepticism any government action that restricted or burdened public access to potentially any natural resource. So since the publication of his initial work on the public trust, court in United States of America have applied the doctrine to require public access to various resources other than navigable water and land beneath, including the dry sand areas of a beach, portage route, near rivers and wildlife. Many have also viewed that the public trust cause suggested that the doctrine might be extended resource to wildlife and public lands as well. However, others, dismayed by the resurgence of public trust doctrine, criticized it on the ground that it lacks coherent doctrinal basis, fails to reflect the current environmental concerns, requires a judiciary which has what can be called a pro-environmental bias and hence are undemocratic. Now we will see the what is the position of public trust doctrine in India. I will discuss the Indian position in next lecture, but I will summarize certain points with respect to the applicability of doctrine of public trust in Indian legal system. And I will suggest you to read some cases for next lecture as well. If we see the applicability of public trust doctrine in Indian legal system, we get that as environmental protection is given as fundamental rights, directive principles, and fundamental duties as well. So it can be traced that our constitution under fundamental duty provides certain duty to individual as well. For some cases, you may refer MC Mehta versus Kamalnath case, which is very landmark case in this regard, and was decided by Justice Kuldeep Singh, who is also known as Green Judge in India. Other important case is Thakur Majra Singh versus Indian Oil Corporation. MI Builders versus Radheshyam Sahu. This case is related to High Court of Judicature at Allahabad and related to Lucknow Nagar Mahapalika. So Indian provision I will discuss in next lecture.